Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to Reading Today. I hope you enjoyed watching that video clip and thinking about those questions about the snowmen. I wanted today to continue working on asking good questions and using details from the text to answer them. Today, I brought one of my favorite stories to share with you. Today, we are going to be reading the story, The Snowy Day by Ezra Jack Keats. Before we start our story, I want you to remember that when we're reading and we're asking questions, we are like news reporters. We're asking questions and we're trying to find answers to questions. So let's go over those question words that we use. Who, what, when, where, why, how. So good readers ask questions before they start reading. So I, as a reporter, I am looking at the front cover. I am thinking about the title, The Snowy Day, and I'm wondering, before I even read, how much did it snow? I'm wondering, who is the little boy in the snow? I'm wondering, what will the boy do on the snowy day? And I wonder who left these footprints. So before I even read the story, friends, I am wondering. So today, Mrs. Optic, as she reads, not only is going to be thinking about those questions she just asked, I'm going to be answering some questions. Are you ready, friends? All right, let's get started. One winter morning, Peter woke up and looked out the window. Snow had fallen during the night. It covered everything as far as he could see. Wow, that's a lot of snow. It covered everything as far as he could see. That kind of answers my question before reading. How much did it snow? I have a question here, boys and girls. It says, what will Peter do today? Well, when I read, it didn't say what he was going to do today, but I'm thinking I have some background knowledge. We just had some snow last week, and my boys went out in the snow, and I bet some of you did too. Maybe Peter will go sledding like my son did. Maybe he'll make snow angels or have a snowball fight. So I haven't found the answer right in the words or the pictures yet, but I do have some background knowledge that might help me figure it out. After breakfast, he put on his snowsuit and ran outside. The snow was piled up very high along the street to make a path for walking. Oh, here's another question. What did Peter do after breakfast? Oh, well, I heard that answered right in those words, because right here it says after breakfast, and it says he put on a snowsuit and ran outside. So the answer to that question is right here. Crunch, crunch, crunch. His feet sank into the snow. He walked with his toes pointing out like this. He walked with his toes pointing in like that. I'm kind of wondering, where is Peter walking? I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. Then he dragged his feet slowly to make tracks, and he found something sticking out of the snow that made a new track. Oh, I see some more questions, reporters. Are you ready? What did Peter find in the snow? Take a second. Think about it. If you said tracks, you were right. It says it right here. He found tracks, and I can see it in the illustration. It also says right now here, he found something sticking out of the snow. I'm wondering what is sticking out of the snow. That's a question I'm thinking about. Oh, here's another question. Where did the new track come from? So we know Peter made the one track, but then there's a new track. Where did the new track come from? Let's keep reading. Maybe we'll find out. It was a stick that was just right for smacking a snow-covered tree. Well, that answered our question. It was a stick in the snow, and maybe that's what made the other track. I'm really thinking about those questions. Down fell the snow, plop, on Peter's head. Oh, Peter looks like he's moving on. Wait, reporters, there's another question. Why did the snow fall on Peter's head? Oh, well, I see it fell on his head. These words don't tell me. If I go back and I look in this illustration, Mrs. Updike sees him using that stick to knock down the snow. I bet the snow fell on his head because he was smacking it with the stick. So I found the answer in the illustration. He thought it would be fun to join the big boys in their snowball fight, but he knew he wasn't old enough. Not yet. Oh, how does Peter feel? Oh. Well, it doesn't say how he's feeling here, but I bet I can figure it out. It does say he thought it would be fun to join the big boys playing, and it said he wasn't old enough. I bet he feels sad and left out because he can't do what the big kids are doing. I had to think about it. So he made a smiling snowman and he made angels. Hey, I said that before we were reading. What will he do in the snow? He made a snowman and he made angels. I found the answer to my question from before we read. He pretended he was a mountain climber. He climbed up a great tall heaping mountain of snow and slid all the way down. Oh, reporters, there's another question. What did Peter decide to do instead? Well, it says he decided to pretend he was a mountain climber and slide all the way down the big hill of snow. It was right there in the text. He picked up a handful of snow and another and still another. He packed it round and firm and put the snowball in his pocket for tomorrow. Then he went into his warm house. I am wondering what will happen to the snowball. Pause the video. Talk to someone about that at home. All right, welcome back, reporters. I don't know if you were thinking what I was thinking. What will happen to that snowball? Well, if I look here, I see that he put a snowball in his pocket and went into the warm house. Well, I know when snow gets warm, it melts. So I think the answer to the question is the snowball will melt. Is that what you were thinking? He told his mother all about his adventures while she took off his wet socks. And he thought and thought and thought about them. Before he got into bed, he looked in his pocket. His pocket was empty. The snowball wasn't there. He felt very sad. All right, your question is, why was his pocket empty? Take a second, pause the video, and talk to someone at home, even if it's a stuffed animal. All right, reporters, what do you think? I think I was right. I think it's gone because it melted. I even see a little wet spot in his pocket. While he slept, he dreamed that the sun had melted all the snow away. But when he woke up, his dream was wrong. The snow was still everywhere. New snow was falling. Look how excited he looks. After breakfast, he called to his friend from across the hall, and they went out together in the deep, deep snow. Well, boys and girls, Mrs. Opdyke sure does hope that you enjoyed the snowy day. But even more important, I love that you were thinking about those questions and using details, picture clues, and what you already know to answer questions. So go ahead to the next slide on your playlist. You're going to listen to a story and answer and ask some questions. Good luck, readers.